Hey Dorian, it's Terry, and I'm using this 21-point website quality checklist that we developed. So whenever we build our websites, it's part of our process that we deliver what Google's looking for. So what I'd like to do is take about 10 minutes here and go over these 21 points item by item. It won't take very long, and we'll cover a lot of the important issues. And then there are keywords, what I call your money keywords, and there's 4 of them that I picked out, and I just wanted to show you those because I think that we need to do some work there and also on video. But let's just start with number 1, which is your mobile website, is your website mobile friendly? And the answer is yes. I did test it on my Samsung Galaxy S6 on my AT&T network, and it came up fast and looks great. And does your number 2 is does your mobile friendly site have a tap to call feature? And yes, you do. I tried it, and it dials your number quickly. Then number 3 is your website friendly and responsive to tablets and desktops, and I've tried it in several different applications, including my Asus pad, and it works great on the tablet there too. So question number 4 is, are you connected to social media sites, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn? And on Facebook and LinkedIn, yes. And then on YouTube and say Google Plus, it's kind of sort of, you really need to do some work here, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. We'll go and look this over at the end of this video or a little later. Does your website have a lead capture form? And the answer is yes in your contact nav tab, but since people's attention span on the internet runs about 8 seconds, about a second slower than a goldfish, then you need something to grab their attention, and I would say you should have your web designer add a contact form right here. Question number 6 is, I think we're on number 7. Does your website have your logo? And yes, you have a really nice logo, and it's shown throughout your website, which is great. And does your website have movement, videos, or sliders? Well, yes, you have great slider right here, and you do have some video in other pages of your site. And does your website have visual interests such as photos? And yes, we just click on employer services. Yes, you can see you have nice video, nice image there, and it will take you right over to pre-employment drug testing. I think. Nope. You should have this linked to that page. Right now it just links back to the image, which doesn't do you any good. Does your website, number 10 is, does your website have high quality and relevant content? And I'd say you and your web designer have done an excellent job there. So you have lots of great information, and it's easily navigable. Number 12 is, does your website have video, and is it linked to YouTube? Well, the answer is yes, it does have a video, and it is in a way linked to YouTube, but here's where you're really missing things. Let me see if I can find, I think it's right here in about Mainland testing. This video, when we go to YouTube to watch it, and the reason I'm doing this, I have a purpose for this. Let's just click over here. So,
welcome to Mainland.
let me close this. first of all, your video is really being hosted on Your Town TV, and I would imagine these are the people that made it for you. And it is also on your YouTube channel, but your YouTube channel, let me just show you what Your Town TV looks like. Well, it's not built out either. So I'm a little bit disappointed in a videographer that's doing videos for businesses doesn't have their own channel built out. I'm going to close this and go back to YouTube where we're going to watch it for a second. Let me just okay. So I just want to see okay, here's a mistake right here. See how the video is just optimized for mainland testing? Well, just always keep this in mind, that it's not who you are, but what you do in Google, Yahoo, and Bing's search engine eyes. So remember, it's not who you are, it's what you do. And this video could really be improved and maybe even work the first page on organic searches if you were to redo this. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. Let me answer this phone real quick. I'll be right back with you. Sorry. Let me explain why this is important. Your video is hosted on the Your Town TV channel, and it's also hosted here on the Mainland testing channel. But here's where the problem is. Doreen, you really have to think of YouTube. Let me back up just a minute. Microsoft recently said that by early 2017, 70% of all online searches will be video related. Did you get it? All online searches will be video related. 70% of them will in early 2017. So I'm trying to get my customers and friends to really step up their video input and take action. And here's what you could do to improve your channel. First of all, think of YouTube as a blog and not a video hosting site. And the reason is that you can have playlists of important tips for people. Your channel should all be optimized. Well, I'm going to show you a recent customer. I'm just going to put you on hold 1 second. Okay, here we are on Bronze Roofing YouTube channel. And now you can see how we have the logo and we have the channel art all built in. We have a playlist here of different videos that we've made for them. He's one of my good customers. And so I built out his Google Plus and his YouTube. Now, his Google Plus site is linked to his YouTube site because Google owns YouTube. And these are all videos that we've made and so on. And it's really important that we do this, or you do that, have someone do that for your site, because as I said, video is going to just get stronger and stronger, and I feel that you need to increase your video presence quite a bit because you only have 2 videos and they are not optimized properly. Let me just show you what I mean. Remember when I showed you your video, how it was optimized and it was for mainland testing? Okay, I'm going to just click this one on real quick. I'm going to pause that. Alright, I'm going to do a view page source. We'll go back here and look at the code. So now you can see how this is not about the company, but about what they do. The title, which is the most important of your website, and so that part's done. And then in your videos, you don't have any information here, and Google really wants you to fill out the description, put links in there, and show that you're actively promoting your video. So I'm going to close this and go back. So your video just don't have that. And there's one way that you will get a lot more attention and be seen more on the internet by increasing your video production and optimization. And that's something that we at BizBoost we do for a lot of customers. So that was number 12. Question number 13, does your website show your reviews and testimonials? The answer is yes. And then number 14, does your website capture testimonials and reviews? And the answer is no. And you should have a link to your Google Plus page where they can go in, or at least a link there so people can go to Google Plus and leave a review. And that's really important. Number 15, does your website have social proof such as media logos and directories? Let's go back to your website here, and let's see, I saw those in different places. So the answer to that question is yes, you're doing a good job about showing those logos and other businesses. One thing that's really strong is this, and that you can see that whenever I click this in the bottom left, that you have a link back to your BBB account. That's real important because Better Business Bureau is a really important incoming link that you can have. Number 16, does your website have local maps? Of course you do. You have it on every page, and you also have it on your contact page, which is very important for people. And it also shows up on your cell phone. Let's go back to your main page. Now, number 17, this is very, very important, and so many web designers overlook this, but nowhere on your website do you have your terms of service or a privacy policy posted, and Google actually penalizes you for not having these. Now, your privacy policy should let people know whether you're putting a cookie on their site, so you can gather their information, or whether you are or you aren't doing that, what you intend to do with the information you collect in your contact form. For instance, are you going to buy, sell, rent, or give away their information? People need to know that. And then your terms of service, just general terms of service about, if you're over age 18, you have permission to use this site, or you can go to LegalZoom and have one of these made up for you, and then just get your web designer to put the links down here at the bottom of the page, so Google, Yahoo, and Bing will see those. Number 18 is, do you have frequently asked questions? And the answer is no. And you should have a list of frequently asked questions because, again, people's attention span is so short that they don't want to read through this. They may not want to watch it, but video, but they would probably go to FAQs so they could quickly scan and see and get any pertinent information that they're looking for. So this is really important. I suggest that you put it on there. And does your website have a media or news page, and yes, you do have a blog, which I have noticed that, I don't know why, I have a slow web connection today. I guess a lot of people are online. But the one thing that I did notice on your blog is that you only post about once a month. And I recommend you post every 14 to 17 days. Post a tip, post something that's helpful, curate some news articles, put those on there about your industry. Just do something that would help keep this active, and also put links in there. Outgoing links and inbound links really help. Number 20 is your information regularly updated via blog posts or RSS feeds? And as I said, you are actively involved in your blogs. I'd just like to see you post a little bit more often. And you don't have any way to for RSS feeds, but that is important, but it's not really going to help your site rank that much more. And number 21 is, do you have a long-term marketing plan using your website as a hub? So consider it a wheel, and then other spokes are your blog, videos, and your social media, RSS feeds, and other things that just will help you get out and be seen by more people. Now, I'm going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to be back, and we're going to talk about your keywords. So, Doreen, let's talk about your keywords and optimization for those and where you're showing up and not showing up. First of all, we didn't really talk about your keywords, but I'm just taking it on your website that you talked to your web designer and you chose these 4 keywords: legal DNA testing, hair follicle drug testing, DOT, physicals, Houston, Texas, and lab testing, and occupational wellness x-ray as your main keywords. And so if someone's doing a search in Texas City for these, you show up great. Now, let me just give you an example. You don't show up, though, in Galveston, so you do show up here. I was thinking about another keyword. But, and Manta really has you in good. So that's a really good directory for you because they show you in a lot of different places. Let's see, here's another keyword: legal DNA testing. If you people are just to type that keyword in, you're not being seen on the first or second page of Google, so I don't know if that's one of your quote-unquote money keywords, but I assume that it is. But if you do type in, make it a long-term keyword with a geolocator, then of course you show up on maps, Google Maps, and you're here on the first place for mainland testing and organic. But as I pointed out before, your videos don't show up anywhere, and I think that we could really do some nice work for you in the video area and help you create some new video and get you seen in more places, because video really does work. This keyword, lab testing, let's just say somebody in League City was looking for that. I'm not seeing you on the first page, and I think that you should be there because it's just a short drive away. I'm just not seeing you, so I would say that we need to work on that. Occupational wellness x-ray, you're showing up for that in a general search. But again, if people were in Galveston, let's just type in Galveston. Let's see what happens. Great, look at you, right there, right there. Let's just see, what about League City? Okay, yeah, there we go, that's a YouTube. I'm not interested in Yahoo. Let's just look at it here, but you are there. But you're not for that search term. Let's look at Google. That's where most of the searches occur. And you show up there. That's great. So, overall, I would give you, like a strong 7.5 on your website and the way it's optimized and so on. There's room, and I don't think anything will ever be a 10 unless you're Google or YouTube or CNN or somewhere. But you do have a strong presence, but there's some work that you could do. And again, I'm going to recap that very quickly, and that is your Google Plus and YouTube sites need to be built out and optimized. You need to create more video. I would say 1 video a month for the next 12 months. At the end of that time, you'll have 12 optimized videos showing all over. You don't get much traction with just 1 or 2 or 3 videos, especially the 2 that you have now. They're not seen because they're not optimized properly. But for any new video that you want to optimize, I'm your guy. I am an expert at that, and I can prove it to you with hundreds of videos that show up on the first page for different search terms. And that's where I'd really like to kind of work for you. And so YouTube, Google Plus, and build those sites out, and then don't put all your efforts in to Facebook. Facebook is all right, but Google Plus is more business related, more like LinkedIn. And I didn't really do any testing for Twitter. Twitter does help, but that's something we can talk about later. Anyway, it's just a short, well, it's not short, it's about 20 minutes. And so I just wanted to, I'm going to post this where you can have a link to it, and we'll go over it when we have our 3:30 talk.